Hi everybody, my name is Mike Ruiz. I'm a consulting sales engineer at Zscaler in the New York region. Somebody came to me today and said, could you show some highlights of dashboards in the ZPA platform in about 3 minutes? I know I can do it in about 3 hours. I can certainly do it in, an hour, but 3 minutes is a challenge. So I'm just going to show you a few highlights that I find interesting. When I was an administrator of remote access solutions previously, I was always frustrated by the fact that I had to become a human log parser. And that's something that we've really tried to solve here at Zscaler. Certainly, there's an absolutely outrageous amount of detail in all of the logs, but I want to be able to visualize some things and get a sense of what's going on in my system globally right from the dashboards. The health dashboard is going to quickly show me down here if any of my application connectors are having any challenges. Right now, they all show green arrows, and you'll see if I hover over them, I can get a little pop-up that gives me some information about their health. A lot of my applications that my users are accessing all have green arrows as well, but there's a few up here that have red arrows. And I can hover over them, and the blurb is going to tell me either the FQDN or the IP address they're using to access the application, the protocol and port number, so I know somebody's trying to RDP into the sales server, for example, right now. And I can click on this little visualize button to get a quick high-level overview of what ZPA application connectors are able to communicate with the server or were historically able to communicate with the server. Right now, these application servers are up, but the application server that's hosting this FQDN is down, therefore this path is red. So that narrows down a little bit what I'm looking for. Certainly I can click through these things that'll take me to the logs. I can also visualize this information from the perspective of users. Who are my recent users that are online? Who are the currently connected users? Which oddly is missing in a lot of remote access platforms. But I can also see that looking at 14 days of historical data here, there have been 26 policy blocks. So if Mr. Butler, Hayes, or Despain were trying to access an application that they should or shouldn't have access to, I can quickly click in here and see what that application was to decide if my policy is maybe too restrictive or they're trying to get to something they shouldn't. Shame on them. From the perspective of applications, I start to get a wealth of useful information, including applications that were discovered. But I can see what apps have been using the most bandwidth, again looking at 14 days. But these two widgets are the one I focus on with new customers especially. Top errors is going to show me if there's anything systemically wrong. Is there something maybe not working properly with an app connector and it can't get to certain subnets? Is there a network error or maybe a firewall is configured to block some traffic that it shouldn't be? And top policy blocks, again, back to those 26 transactions where those folks were trying to access things like Splunk and etc. I can quickly go in and decide if my access policies might be a bit too restrictive. In this case, by clicking on applications like I just did, I could see those 26 blocks are all to an RDP server. And I know I explicitly put in a policy blocking that because I'm going to be rebuilding it and I needed to get people off of that. So that makes sense to me. And again, I can quickly also click over here and say, show me the error codes that the app connectors are generating when people are trying to access Splunk. No app connector can reach this application. That's interesting, right? Those app connectors are trying to reach Splunk on port 80. I know those app connectors are in San Jose, and if I didn't, I could certainly drill into diagnostics and find out. I'm going to have to check my network in San Jose and make sure that somebody hasn't done something breaking that connectivity. Hopefully this gives you a quick view and some exciting highlights of the power of dashboards in the ZPA platform. Next follow-up for this, I recommend watching the video on diagnostics because there's an outrageous amount of data there I think you'll like. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. My name's Mike Ruiz. Have a great day.